Hello, everybody. I had some music going and then I couldn't get it going right. So maybe next time it'll play like it needs to. But good evening, everybody. I'm coming to y'all today. I was following a case about a woman that was attacked on the metro bus by some teenagers. And I think it was 2 adults, and the rest of them were teenagers. This does not need to be happening. When is it that our children are attacking adults? Well, the parents. That's my number one question before your child end up in jail and then you want to cry about it. Now is the time to start crying. Where is your child? Do you know what they're out doing? But we're going to go through and we're going to watch this clip that I wanted to bring in and play about the incident. Let me see. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. And it's another one I want to play even after this one. But hopefully I can grab that one up right after this one. Okay. Here we go.
Exclusive outrage growing tonight. This after a group of people are seen pushing an older woman off of the DC Metro bus. A parent sending us this video. Stephanie Ramirez is live at Metro headquarters with the details. Really disturbing video to watch, Steph.
It absolutely is, Angie. And as soon as I viewed that video, we did reach out to the Metro wanting to get some answers. Now, I spoke with the parent who shared the video with us. She cried, Angie, throughout this entire interview. That is how upset she is with what she saw. She did speak with us, but she also asked not to be identified. Here are some of that interview.
I know how teenagers it's going to be. I know what it is, but I will never. I don't even care if the person is 30. I would never go that far or disrespect them at all because I know that I wouldn't want nobody to do that to my family.
And what you're looking at there appears to be a group of several juveniles, possibly some adults, shoving an older woman off of what we're told was the W4 bus. It was headed toward Deanwood at around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The mother who recorded the video told us that the other older woman had just given up her seat to help her family. The older woman then asked a group of rowdy kids on the bus to stop cursing, and that's when we're told things escalated. The person we spoke with says the people on the bus were throwing bottles at the woman. They pushed her. Some even put their hands on her neck, apparently choking her as they shoved her off of the bus. We're told no one, not even the bus driver, stepped in. The woman who recorded this incident, Angie, she told me that it hurt so bad that she herself couldn't step in. She was concerned for the safety of her family there with her, but she did film, hoping that at least the video might help. Angie?
I mean, it shakes you up just watching it. I can't imagine being there in the presence, witnessing something like that happen, and also see that nobody, even the bus driver, didn't step in. But Steph, at this point, do we know anything about the older woman who was assaulted? And what's Metro saying about this?
Angie, we do not. We're still waiting for a response from Metro. I should also add, we did check in with some of the area schools to see if they recognize any of the kids on the bus there. I want to also note that in the video, what we did see was this woman who was attacked and assaulted, not reacting with physical violence of any nature. What you kept hearing her say over and over again was, "Thank you, Lord," and at one point, "Please stop the bus." Back to you, Angie.
Well, hopefully they're going to get to the bottom of it and hold the people accountable for this horrible assault. Stephanie Ramirez for us tonight. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to...
Oh, no, that...
Wait 1 second. I'm trying to get this one back. Okay, I'm trying to escape out of this one. And
in the video, what we did see was this woman who was attacked and assaulted, not reacting with physical violence of any nature. Hearing her say over and over again was, "Thank you, Lord," and at one point, "Please stop the bus." Back to you, Angie.
Well, hopefully they're going to get to the bottom of it and hold the people accountable for this horrible assault. Stephanie Ramirez for us tonight. Thank you.
Okay, what I did was just stop that for a second. I wanted to pull up the other video, but I think I have to find it and then pull it back in. Okay, what I wanted to do there was pull up the other video, but I think I have to stop this one and then go back and pull it back in. So give me 1 second. Well, if it will allow me to.
Crime in DC.
Okay. Okay, let me bring it back in. And then I want to talk after this one play. I'm going to get real good at this. Just work with me. I ain't going to be like this always. I'm going to be able to pop these videos in real quick. It's spinning, so it's taking a little bit. I don't know why it does that. I hate when they do that. But hopefully it's going to pop in. It's taking a few seconds to load it in. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it does that. Hopefully it's going to kick in a second. So what I did learn that this
morning at 8 o'clock, and you saw it first right here on Fox 5. Harrowing moments on the Metrobus. A mob of people seen pushing a woman off that bus as terrified passengers on caught on camera.
Right now, the victim is standing by with her Melanie Almond to speak exclusively with Fox 5. Melanie, you're live with more on this. The video is difficult to watch. I can't imagine how that woman is feeling this morning.
Absolutely, Steve and Jeanette. The video is difficult to watch. And I'm here with Kyla Thornton. And Kyla and I were reviewing the video for a little bit.
Thurston.
Kyla Thurston. And I know you didn't want to watch any more of it. It's really hard for you to go back and review those moments. Tell us how you're doing right now, because that seems to be what most people are concerned about when they're responding to this.
On the mental aspect, I'm all right, but the thoughts and the trauma that I endured, in the future, I would just hope that Metro could, I guess, find some type of way of preventing this from happening to someone in the future and have more safety precautions on behalf of. I didn't include as many injuries, but, I wouldn't want, no one else to have to go through this, and it's emotions just thinking about it.
Yeah. What do you remember? How did it all start?
I got on the bus, and it was a young lady that got on with some smaller children. I got up to give her the seat, and after that, the kids were cursing. So I was just like, can you all stop the foul language? And at that point, the kids became unruly. They started being disrespectful, like saying things to me. Then next thing you know, there was objects being thrown at me. And I was just like, thank you, Lord, because throughout the whole incident, the only thing I could recall was the kids hitting me and kicking me, and I had no defense.
So, right, in the video, you're saying, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. You're saying that to protect yourself mentally.
Right.
Yeah. And then what happened in terms of you were asking the bus driver to stop the bus?
I asked several times prior to the stop that I was getting off at to stop the bus, stop the bus, stop the bus. The bus driver made no attempts to stop the bus. He didn't alert local authorities or anything to my defense.
And so I saw in the video, it looks like at one point the bus does stop, or the doors may be open or don't open. Were you trying to get off?
I was trying to get off, but it was weird that the bus driver just kept going. And even after I'm yelling out the top of my lungs, stop the bus, let me off the bus driver never stopped.
And so then eventually the bus stops at another stop. Which stop was that?
That was right there out front of the IHOP on Alabama Avenue. And that's when the doors were open and I was trying to get off the bus and the kids just started assaulting me and kicking me and pushing me off the bus.
Were you hurt?
Mentally, yeah, but not physically. I got like a little bruise on my arm. My jacket's ripped off of me.
You see, guys, there's the rip on her jacket right there.
I got a little creep in my neck from the kicking, but other than that, the Lord sustained me.
Yeah. What do you have to say about the woman who provided the video to Fox and let people know what actually happened to you?
I'm in tears about the video from hearing her because that's the only reason I came forth. Because like I said, I would want to prevent this from happening to anyone else. And I'm just going to say to that young lady, thank you for reaching out and for speaking up on behalf of me. And that's part of the reason that made me speak out, because this is untolerated. It's like, you got kids going to school, but the parents should be held responsible for actions like this. Like I said, I didn't want to come forth, but watching the video myself personally, it kind of like, it startled me. And I'm still startled about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Would it be okay if I give you a hug?
That's fine.
Because I know so many people care about you.
And my family even was concerned about it. But like I said, I didn't want to come forth at first. But I don't fear nobody but the Lord. So, it's not like I'm feeling like I'm retaliated by it. Because even when I spoke to my neighbor started crying from looking at the video because it was harsh. And it's unacceptable.
Hold on a second, Kyla. Our anchors have a question for you. She can't hear you, so tell me, and then I'll pass it along.
Well, listen, we just wanted to ask her, because Metro obviously has said safety is paramount, right, across the system. Anytime an incident happens, safety is paramount. I'm just curious if she has any suggestions for Metro as to how people like her could feel more safe on Metro so they continue to ride.
Okay. So our anchor, Steve Chenevy, said Metro always talks about safety and safety being paramount. And do you have any suggestions for how people can feel more safe on Metro? What do you want Metro to know?
First and foremost, when I first started yelling for the bus driver's assistance as far as they let me off the bus, I think that bus should have came to a stop. The bus driver should have alerted local authorities or at least made sure that I was okay. It was as though it was nonchalant and neglect on every part we had from that. And I'm sorry to say that, but he made no attempts to even assist me, let alone get the attention from local authorities to make sure that I was all right. Then after I was thrown off the bus, it wasn't like he, got out or said, well, let me call the ambulance or the police or anything. I could have been unconscious at that point.
And also the fact that no other adults on the bus came to your aid.
They probably was in fear for themselves because of the amount of children that it was. They probably was scared.
So you understand that?
To a certain degree, yeah. But I mean, granted, like I said, I serve a great God. So, I walked out with not too many injuries, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't have wanted, if it was me, I wouldn't have wanted to step in because then they might have assaulted that person.
Yeah, I just have another question. Hold on.
No, go ahead.
I'm curious, is there anything she's going to do differently moving forward? Or does she feel comfortable riding Metro again, considering the trauma, mentally even, that she's experienced?
Okay. So Jeanette.
Okay. They was asking her, does she feel comfortable riding the safe bus again? And she was saying, yeah, she's gonna ride the bus again, but if that's your only transportation, you pretty much don't have a choice. And as far as it comes to the trauma she suffered, it just happened. You don't know until the next day when trauma and the soreness really sets in. I mean, she was brutally kicked by teenagers. And from what I see, you may think you okay, but wait till tomorrow, because you may see that you may not be okay and you need doctor's care. You may not be okay. It's just like having a car accident and you on a adrenaline rush, and then the next day you sore like you don't know what you've been through. My heart goes out to her. People ought to feel safe on the safe bus. They call it the Metrobus in DC, Washington, DC. This is not acceptable. The mayor did come up on one of them and she said it wasn't acceptable. I guess that's pretty much what she was saying. And 2 people got arrested. 2 of the people that jumped her were adults. So I do know that 2 of them did get arrested. The police acted quick. They seen the videos. And I think the police chief and the mayor got together and they did arrest 2 of them quickly. As far as the teenagers, I'm quite sure they can go back to the school and find out who these teenagers were because they were on video. And if you went to a school close by, somebody know exactly who you are. Are teenagers bullying adults now? I mean, really? So now we got teenagers out here jumping on adults. This lady was 42 years old. She was possibly a mother, a grandmother, a sister, somebody's wife. And now we got teenagers out here attacking adults. I mean, really? Where are the parents? What are we teaching our children? They say, did the school have a conversation the next day? Yes, the school needs to have a conversation, but what about the parents? What are the parents going to say? It's their responsibility. Is your child out here bullying people? What are you going to say as a parent? It's like, are our children bullying adults now? Because your child is going to end up in juvie, in jail. What are we teaching our children? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Especially when you got teenagers. So what I wanted to go over, I remember my son, he used to say, my children tickle me now because they're adults. But I was one of the mothers that I see kids do things that I didn't want mine to do. And he said, Mama, you just popped me for nothing. I popped him in the grocery store one day and I seen a little boy acting out. He said, well, why did I get popped? I say, because you see what he did? Don't you ever try that. It's just some things you just don't ever try. He says, but I didn't do nothing. Yep, but I don't want you to look at him and think about doing it. We don't do that. Now, why that mother didn't discipline her child, I don't know. He said, but I would get disciplined on what you seen other kids do. Right, because I didn't want you out here doing it. You're going to end up in jail. Or possibly dead. Be real careful, you know. Bullying is not going to get you anywhere. So I wanted to go over why are children out here bullying? What's going on in their heads? Research show that a lot of kids that are out here bullying is lack of impulse. They need anger management. They have anger issues, to revenge, and they longing to fit in. They want to be with the in crowd. Well, this is when we need to have the conversation, because the in crowd gonna get you in jail. So do you want to go to jail and don't have your freedom, or do you want to go to college and make something out of yourself, or go into service, or whatever you choose to do that's better than going to prison? So why are teenagers understanding the bully behavior? Adults need to move past the assumption saying that bullies are loners or lack self-esteem. Need to get past that. Bullies do what they do, and the issue needs to be addressed. Teens who bully has lack of control, and they're seeking power. So now you got teenagers wanting power over adults. And this woman is your mother's age, possibly. So if you attack her, you're going to go home and attack your mama too? No respect. A lot of them do it because they want to feel power. That's about like I did a video back here on rational aggression, and it was about mean girls. And so if you haven't seen that video, I would definitely suggest you go and listen to it, about the mean girls behavior and how they wanted to bully for power. Nowadays it's not guys, it's girls too, you know. But girls do a lot of bullying by using gossip or putting people down, social pressure, you know. But guys, they want to fit in. They want to fit in with the in crowd. So you got some kids not thinking that you're going to get caught, and eventually you will get caught. My heart goes out to the lady because, number one, the bus driver didn't even stop. Should he have stopped? Yes, he should have. I'm gonna get back on this bullying behavior. But the bus driver should have stopped. Why didn't he call police? What is his job? And I heard one person saying, well, his job is to drive the bus. Yeah, but I see this woman back here getting beat down. You didn't think to call the police? Call your supervisor? Call somebody. Don't just sit there and allow it to happen. And that's what he did. What if she'd have got murdered on your bus? If you are that afraid to do your job, then that may not be the job you need to do. Because you should have at least alerted authorities. I know it's your job to make sure everybody is safe, but when somebody's beating up somebody, everybody on that bus ain't safe. I didn't see everybody as being safe. I guess, y'all, I'm angry. So when I see stuff like that, my mother's deceased, but right now I'm thinking it could have been my mom or your mom. She's 42. It's somebody's grandmother. That's somebody's wife. And to see a child doing this is somebody your own mama age. So when I say, what are you teaching your children? Are your children at home? Are they seeing violence at home? What's going on to make you want to go out here and jump on an adult? Because you're definitely not teaching them to respect their elders. And so that's where I'm a little upset about that. So popularity. Some kids want to bully other people to be popular. I think when you're going beyond bullying and you're going into assault, and that's what this was an assault, you're going into criminal charges. So it went beyond a verbal. It's going into physical. Makes you wonder, do the kids have problems at home? If you can't control your child, you got a teenager out here. Are they being abused at home? Are they seeing you being abused at home? Because that go both ways, and it's why they're out here wanting to jump on an adult. You kick her and throw her off the bus after you beat her. Are you seeing mom and dad fight at home? Where is this behavior coming from? Are you watching too much violence on TV? This is not acceptable in DC or anybody's city. It should never be accepted, period, across the whole nation. And race has nothing to do with it because it could be anybody. What are we teaching our children? What are they seeing at home? Are they modeling what they see? Are they seeing a bunch of aggressive violence in the neighborhood, at home? What are they seeing? Is it absent parents, not enough parenting in the home? And now, have your child been bullied and now they're turning into a bully? Some may say they want power, they want control. Okay, so now you want power and control over an adult because you haven't showed her any respect as an elder. And maybe some people don't feel that way, but I was raised different. I was raised to respect my elders. You may have not liked what they said, but you definitely respected them and you shut your mouth. You ain't gotta like it, but you wasn't gonna say anything either. I just was raised a little different. So when I see children that are disrespectful to elders, it's not acceptable. Could the kid have low self-esteem? Is that why they're bullying? I don't see it as no low self-esteem. I see it as more power. They have low sense of self-worth. They don't value themselves. They don't value themselves. So, and some kids does it for pleasure. Like them beating that lady. Some of them probably thought it was pleasure. Was they bored? You don't get that bored to attack an elderly person. A lot of children lack attention and they lack supervision from their parents. And that's why I say it starts at home first. It starts with the parents first. The teachers are second, but it starts at home. These are your children. What are you teaching them? How are you raising them? Are you teaching them to respect others? Because they watch what you do. Some kids lack empathy. I'm quite sure they often enjoy hurting other people. They wanted to hurt the lady's feelings. They hurt her mental and physical. And it was for a sense of power. They thought it was a joke. It was funny. I didn't see anything funny about it. So what do we need to do? Well, the first thing I'm quite sure they did was contact the school to make the school aware of it. Counselors need to be aware of it. The police is definitely aware of it. The parents need to be made aware of it. I think I can agree with some people that parents need to be held responsible to some degree of what your child do, because you are the ones that are raising them. So it's how we raise our children. It's how they come up. Oftentimes we can't help it. But if they are minors and they're still under your care, it's your responsibility to make sure they do the right thing. And all the lady was doing was telling them to stop using profanity. That was no reason for them to jump on her. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. A lot of this come from the source, Sherry Gordon. She's a publisher, bullying prevention expert. So I do want to give a shout out for her because I'm using some of her material. So I do want to cite it as that. But I think parents need to have the conversation with their children. I think parents need to wake up and see more of what your child are doing, find out where they're at, making sure they're not in gangs. Because if you don't, eventually they're going to be in jail. And I hope you love your child enough to grab them and teach them while you still have time. Because if you don't, then the law will teach them. What you don't teach them, the law will. So I think we as parents need to do that. I'm a grandmother, so I be making sure my grandson, making sure where he's at. We have to be aware and be mindful. Know where your children are, know what your children are doing. And if it's something that they're doing that's not right, it's your responsibility as a parent to correct them and teach them the difference between right and wrong. And if they continue to do wrong, what's going to happen? But bullying is definitely not the way to go. And so I'm going to leave this right here. My heart still goes out to the young lady that was abused on the bus, assaulted. And I'm glad they got 2 of the people, and they were on that. And I hope they put something in place, not just in Washington, D.C., but everywhere, that they are safe bus of Metrobus, so that everybody can be safe. Because they talk about safety, but what are you really doing to make sure that people that are on the bus are safe and not afraid? For everybody to sit there, that says that everybody was afraid to even step in to help her. That's what I saw. Even the bus driver was afraid. But as the bus driver, it's his job. He should have called some help. I can understand people feel like they're going to be retaliated on. But if you don't say nothing, sometimes you just as guilty. You got to say something. Speak up, speak out. And if you don't want to say nothing then, well, I'm glad the lady videoed it and turned it over to the police. I take my hat off to her. I thank her for doing that. I'm quite sure so many other people out here will too. I thought that was courageous, and I definitely applaud her for stepping up and doing something. She couldn't jump into it because she didn't want them to retaliate on her, but she did video it, and that means a lot. So make sure you know where your children are and have the conversation. It's your responsibility to have these conversations about bullying and doing the right thing and trying to keep everybody safe. All right, that's it. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. I love y'all. I love the comments. Share, leave your feedback. I love the feedback that you leave. I really do. I love it. Leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you like some of my topics. I would definitely appreciate that. And have a great day. And talk with you soon.